The Neverlands vary a good deal. Of all the delectable islands, the Neverland is the snuggest and most compact. Not large and sprawly, with tedious distances between one adventure and another, but nicely crammed. We natives inhabit many of them, but some only have pirates, and others are inhabited entirely by Selkies. Wendy's has a house with leaves deftly sewn together, and John's has a lagoon with flamingos flying over it, and Michael's has a flamingo with lagoons flying over it. There are coral reefs and lonely lairs, and gnomes who are mostly tailors, and caves through which a river runs, and princes with 6 elder brothers, and one very small old lady with a hooked nose. It would be an easy map if that were all, but there's also the first day at school, religion, fathers, the round pond, learning to sew, murders, the tooth fairy, hangings, proper nouns, chocolate pudding day, getting into braces.
John, look! There's the lagoon! Wendy, look at the turtles burying their eggs in the sand. I see, John. I see a flamingo with a broken leg. Look, Michael, there's your cave.
Would you like an adventure now, or would you like to have your tea first?
What kind of adventure?
There's a pirate in the pampas beneath us. If you'd like, we'll go down and scare him.
I don't see him.
I do.
How ripping, but I'd rather have my tea first. Are there many pirates on the island?
I've never seen so many.
And who is their captain now?
Hook. Captain James Hook.
He was Blackbeard's most worst of them all. The only man of whom the Barbarossa brothers were afraid.
That's him.
What's he like? Is he big?
Not so big as he was.
How do you mean?
I cut off a bit of him.
You!
Yes, me!
I wasn't meaning to be disrespectful.
Oh, all right.
But I say, what bit did you cut off?
His right hand.
Then he can't fight now.
Oh, can't he just?
Is he a left-hander then?
Well, of course, he has an iron hook instead of a hand, and he claws his victims with it. Claws? I say, John,
Yes?
there is something that every boy under me must promise, and so must you. It is this. If we meet Hook in open battle, you must leave him to me.
I promise.
Feeling that Peter was on his way back, the Neverland had again woken to life. In his absence, things are usually quiet on the island, but with the coming of Peter, who hates lethargy, you would hear the whole island teeming with life.
Good morning, Neverland! Tie down the main mast, mateys, because here he is, the cunning kingfish, the bad barracuda, a man so deep he's almost unfathomable. It's the captain, boys, our very own Captain James Hook.
Captain! Captain! I've just had an apostrophe.
I think you mean an epiphany.
Lightning has just struck my brain.
Well, that must hurt.
Captain, did you notice? The ice is melted, the sun is out, and the flowers are all in bloom.
He's back.
Now, on this evening, the Lost Boys were out looking for Peter. The pirates were out looking for the Lost Boys. The natives were out looking for the pirates, and the beasts were out looking for the natives. They were going round and round the island, but they did not meet because all were going at the same rate. Let us pretend to lie here among the sugarcane and the bushes and watch them as they steal by in single file, each with his dagger in his hand. The first to pass is Toodles, not the least brave, but the most unfortunate of all that gallant band. He had been in fewer adventures than any of them, and this ill luck had given a gentle melancholy to his countenance. He was quite the humblest of the boys, kind Toodles. Next comes Nibs, the gay and debonair, followed by Slightly, who cuts whistles out of the trees and dances to his own tunes. Curly is fourth. He is a predicament. So often he has had to deliver up himself when Peter said sternly, "Stand forth the one who did this thing," then now he stands forth automatically whether he has done it or not. Last come the twins, who cannot be described because we are sure to be describing the wrong one.
boys vanish in the gloom, and after a pause, but not too long a pause, for things go briskly on the island, come the pirates on their track. We hear them before they are seen.
With that informal introduction, we'll commence. A more villainous-looking lot never hung in a row. Here, a little in advance, is the handsome Italian, Cecco. Here is that giant behind him who still terrifies children in stories, Guajamoe. Here is Bill Jukes, every inch of him tattooed. And here is Gentleman Starkey, dainty in his ways of killing. Here is Noodler, whose hands were fixed on backwards. And here is the bosun Smee, an oddly genial man, so to speak, without offense, and the only nonconformist in Hook's crew. Finally, at the end of them all, the blackest and largest came their captain, James Hook. He strolled at his ease, and instead of a right hand, he had the iron hook with which he encouraged them. He was never more sinister than when he was most polite. He was a man of indomitable courage, and undoubtedly the grimmest part of him was his iron claw.
On the trail of the pirates, stealing noiselessly down the path, come the natives, every one of them with his eyes peeled. They carry tomahawks and knives, and their faces gleam with paint. These are the natives of the Yuba tribe. At the forefront is Chief Little Big Panther, an older brave of such fierceness that few could stand before him. His fiercest braves follow behind. Bringing up the rear, in the place of greatest danger, comes Tiger Lily, proudly erect. She is the daughter of the chief and the belle of the Yuba. There is not a brave who did not want to marry her, but she keeps them all away by hatchet.
This way, my warriors. Listen closely for the pirates.
Do not make a sound, or you will answer to me.
The natives disappear as they have come, like shadows, and soon their place is taken by the beasts. A great procession, lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my!
When they have passed, comes the last figure of all, that fearsome and most gigantic crocodile, Mr. Grin. The crocodile passes, but soon the boys appear again, for the procession must continue indefinitely until one of the parties stops or changes its pace. While they talked, they heard a distant sound. It was the pirate song.
We are the pirates who don't do anything.
That's the wrong song, you idiot! Pirates fight for me. We pillage, we plunder, we wrestle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, pirates fight for me. Captain, sir. Not yet, Starkey. That is only one, and I want to reach the fall to 7. Scatter and find them. You know, Smee, most of all I want their captain, Peter Pan. 'Twas he who cut off my arm. I've waited long to shake his hand with this.
And yet, I've often heard you say that hook was worth a score of hands for combing the hair and other homely uses.
If I were a mother, I'd pray my children born with this instead of that. But Peter threw my hand to a crocodile that happened to be passing by.
I've often noticed your strange dread of crocodiles.
And I as well. Not of all crocodiles, but of that one crocodile. It liked my hand so much that it's followed me ever since. From sea to sea, from land to land, licking its lips for the rest of me. In a way, it's a bit of a compliment. I want no such compliments. I want Peter Pan, who first gave the brute its taste for me. The boy must become one of my own or die.
But he's such a wee lad, Captain. Perhaps he could learn to love you if he stopped hunting him so.
Ha! Love me? No little children love me. Lads, that crocodile would have had me before now, but by lucky chance it swallowed a clock that goes tick, tick inside of it. So before it can get me, I hear the tick and I bolt.
But one day the clock will run down. Then it'll...
That's the fear that haunts me.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick.
The crocodile! And didn't it find him that quick, just as we was talking of him?
Indeed, it was that very crocodile. It was almost as if he'd heard them. A more frightful reptilian has never roamed the Neverland. He passed up the natives as he caught the scent of one James Hook and was hoping for another bite.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, I have seen a wonderful thing, a great bird. It's flying this way. What kind of bird? I don't know, but it looks so weary. As it flies, it goes, poor Wendy. Poor Wendy?
I remember. There are birds called Wendy's.
See, it comes, and Tinkerbell too. Hello, Tink! Peter wants you to shoot the Wendy bird. Let's! Quick, boys, bows and arrows! Quick, Toodles, quick! Peter will be so pleased.
Out of the way, Tink!
Foolish Toodles was standing like a conqueror over Wendy's body when the other boys sprang, armed, from their trees.
You are too late. I have shot the Wendy. Peter will be so pleased with me.
You silly oaf.
The others did not hear her. They had crowded round Wendy, and as they looked, a terrible silence fell upon the wood. If Wendy's heart had been beating, they all would have heard it.
This is no bird. I think this must be a lady.
A lady?
And we have killed her. Now I see. Peter is bringing her to us. A lady to take care of us at last, and you have killed her.
I did it. When ladies used to come to me in dreams, I said, pretty mother, pretty mother. But when at last she really came, I shot her.
Don't go.
I must. I'm so afraid of Peter.
Peter!
Greetings, boys! I am back. Why do you not cheer? I have great news for you all. I brought a mother. Have you seen her? She flew this way.
Oh, me. Oh, mournful day.
I will show her to you, Peter. Fat twins. Let Peter see. She used to tell a story. She is dead.
Tragic.
Perhaps she is frightened at being dead. Whose arrow? It is mine, Peter. Oh, you scoundrel. Strike, Peter, and strike true. I cannot strike. It is as there is something that stays my hand.
Look, the Wendy lady. See her arm? She's trying to speak. I think she said, "Toodles."
She lives! The Wendy lady lives. Look, it has struck this. It is the kiss I gave her. It has saved her life.
I remember kisses. Let me see it. Aye, that's a kiss.
Oh, Wendy, do get better. I need to show you the mermaids.
Ah! Listen to Tink. She is crying because the Wendy lives.
Why should you say so?
Tinkerbell came and told us you wanted us to shoot the Wendy lady. We thought she was a bird then.
But only Toodles had his bow on him, so he took the shot. Listen, Tink. I am your friend no more. Be gone from me forever.
Oh, please, Peter. I only wanted her a little day.
No, you are banished.
She says you ought not to banish her forever, Peter.
Fine, but for a whole week at least.
You must understand that Tink was not all bad. Or, rather, she was all bad just now. But on the other hand, sometimes she was all good. Fairies have to be one thing or the other, because being so small, they only have room for one feeling at a time. At present, she was full of sadness, when a moment before she was in ecstasy of joy over Wendy's demise. And just before that, she was overflowing with jealous rage toward Wendy. But now, let us get back to the matter of Wendy.
Let us carry her down into the house.
That is what I was thinking.
No, don't touch her. But if she lies there, she will die.
Aye, she will die, but Peter said.
Fine,